What's good, my Regal kings and queens? Welcome to Zed Regal Mindset. This is the place where the mindset, it always matters. Now, this is part 5 of a 10 series about my journey, my transformational journey to becoming. Now, everything is mind over matter in this life. Everything is mind over matter. And the present is a gift for our future self. Let me say that again. The present is a gift for our future self. See, meaning everything that happens now is what's creating our future. Everything that's happened in the past, our thoughts, our actions, our words, our deeds, it's what has paved the way for the place that we are in today. Manifestation is a real thing. You get me? Now, I've gone through all these different phases of coming from London, moving to the West Country, dealing with culture shock, dealing with discrimination in the workplace, you know what I mean? Dealing with managing my physical disability on every single level, personal, social, professional, all of that stuff, you understand? I've dealt with challenging life situations around the environment that I'm in. But I was influenced a little bit, I ain't gonna lie. And bad choices led me to go to jail when I was like in my teens, you know what I mean? But everything happens for us, right? And everything happens for a reason, right? Now, for me, that was a pivotal point in my life. You know what I mean? Come off the roads, I'm in jail. I'm dealing with physical disability. I'm thinking, how am I going to maintain myself? I'm going to be in this place as like the cripple in the cell who can't move because my leg and my back's messed up. Luckily, on a different wing, I caught wind that there was something called yoga over there at the time. I didn't know what yoga was, but I just knew instinctively within me that I needed to be on that wing and I needed to be doing yoga. Long story short, the Most High and the guards worked in my favor. I got on the wing. I'm doing yoga. It saved my life. Literally, I managed to deal with the journey and keep my physical balanced. While I was in there, I also learned about, as well as health from the yoga, about fitness. You know what I mean? The importance of training your muscles, cardiovascularly and for strength. I still maintain that till today. The lessons that I've learned through exercises about discipline, maintaining, keep doing whether you feel like it or not, because we've only got one body and we got to look after that. So that showed me a lot about health and fitness. You know what I mean? I was also doing music in there. And I was part of the band. They used to play drums. They had music classes, doing pianos, all kinds of different things. And I didn't realize that was going on in there. Even when I was on the yard, what I overstood was there'd be so many people in jail with talent. You know what I mean? It'd be on the yard, people are just spitting lyrics on the yard. Some crazy lyrics. When I'm listening to them, I'm thinking you lot should be up there with the best of them. Some of them came out and they're doing great, you understand? And that's what we like. They innovated their mind and said, listen, I'm going to do better than where I was, and they're doing it. That's what life is all about, you know what I mean? But it was one thing while I was in there as well. I'm always someone, I've been brought up to be real polite, you know what I mean? So please and thank you is something that I just say as standard, you know what I mean? In those environments, every other word is F this, F that for most of the other people. So the officers, they're used to dealing with that kind of toxic behavior, you know what I mean? That verbal abuse. Me, I wasn't like that. There's something different about this brother. So for some reason, I managed to get access to things that most other people wouldn't, you know what I mean? Which is a blessing. It means I got extra gym, I got extra food, I got extra everything. But that was just my mindset. I wasn't going somewhere trying to be somebody I'm not. I'm just being who I am. You know what I mean? I've been unfortunate to get caught up, and that's just how the thing go. The main thing is that you go through stuff, you learn from your lessons, you come out better person, no matter what that is. And that's what I did in there. You know what I mean? So we give thanks. Everything that we experience in our external world is a reflection of our inner. You understand? What we think, what our intentions are, we attract that to ourselves. It's called the law of attraction, and it's a real thing. I've been doing that before I even knew it had a name called the law of attraction. You see me? Anyway, so we're dealing with the health, the fitness, the mindset. I was reading so many books, you know what I mean? It was all about that self-development. And what I also overstood is that, you see, when in solitary, it's a beautiful time to look in yourself. A lot of people run from solitude. They run from being on their own because they just can't deal with their own thoughts. That is the best time for growth. That is the best time to look into yourself. I mean, thinking about yourself can't hurt you. You know what I mean? We always have control of our thoughts. We always have control of our feelings. You see me? Like, for example, I told you to think of something, one of the happiest days in your life. In your mind, everything starts moving, you start smiling. And then if I told you to think of some of the worst days in your life, immediately you go to think of that and you can feel the sorrow and whatever it is. That is the power of the mind. You can change stuff in a second. You see me? Solitude is our friend. Solitude is my friend. It can be your friend. Learn to like the silence and that space for yourself. It's a powerful place to be. So anyway, my quote is, all choices and decisions taken and outcomes can be a divine spark for enlightenment and transformation. You just have to see it like that and live like that, and you will find that to be your truth. And that's just how the thing go. You see me? If you always think positively, especially through the toughest times, that is the key to true peace and freedom. See? That is just solid tingo. Yeah? Mindset always matters. Yeah? And that's the real mindset.